Hello, this is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing with Lifestyle Changes. Today, we're going to look at 7 changes I made in my diet after my cancer journey. Just hearing the words "you have cancer" prompted me to make changes in my diet. I knew something needed to change, and diet was a great place to start. It took me a while to research and make these changes. It didn't happen overnight, but I'm now convinced that these were the best changes that I could make to prevent my cancer from coming back and to help my doctors to beat it. From someone who started out, as all my friends knew, as the junk food queen in high school, I've come a long way, baby, to get to where I am today. So here are the 7 changes I made in my diet after cancer in an effort to prevent my cancer from coming back. Number 1, I went from junk and highly processed foods to whole foods. Now, it took me years to make this transition, but I kept getting knocked down by the choices I was making in my diet, and I'd rationalized that a hamburger and french fries with lettuce, tomatoes, and a little bit of cheese was a healthy meal. I'd removed high levels of sugar from my diet after being diagnosed with severe reactive hypoglycemia back in high school. Then I eventually stopped drinking diet soft drinks, which are nothing more than chemical drinks. But after my father's diagnosis with Alzheimer's disease and my husband's diagnosis with prostate cancer, we were gradually adding more whole vegetables and fruits to our diet. After my cancer diagnosis, I increased my vegetables and fruit intake to 10 to 13 per day and literally cut processed foods out of my diet. No more additives, preservatives, no more artificial colorings or any type of processing, only whole foods in the way that God Himself created them. Number 2, I went from conventional foods to organic foods as much as possible. My cancer diagnosis prompted me to eat organic foods. I remember a friend cautioning me about buying those 99 cents a pound grapes made in Mexico. Why? Because they were loaded with pesticides and herbicides and other chemicals. But I just couldn't pass them up due to the price, and they were delicious. And I said to her, well, if they have chemicals, my body seems to be handling it just fine. Or so I thought, but not so, I discovered. I now buy from local farmers, shop the outer aisles of the grocery stores looking for organic produce, and I buy grass-fed beef, organic chicken, organic grains, and wild-caught salmon and seafood. My, how things have changed in this household. My husband says that he's organic, and I need to pay him more attention. My daughter-in-law teases me by giving me a wooden sign that says, but it's organic. They love to tease me. Number 3, I went to a meal replacement each day with a smoothie. I now believe that a smoothie each day may help to keep the doctors and my cancer away. Now, my daily smoothie actually contains 2 cups of organic greens, organic blueberries, 1 cup, plant-based protein powder, sauerkraut, yogurt, almond or coconut milk, a banana, half to a whole avocado, flax and hemp seeds, broccoli sprouts, sometimes spirulina, and green tea and mushroom powder. So it's power-packed. It's nutrient-dense, gut-building, cancer-fighting, and brain-boosting. And my video of this smoothie will be referenced in the show notes below. My husband and I love the chocolate, blueberry, and banana flavor but there are many different flavors that can be made to do about the same thing. This smoothie allows me to get 7 to 8 of whole fruits and vegetables in my diet and adds rich fiber and 2 probiotic foods to my daily intake. It's easy to make, and as I said, we enjoy it. Number 4, I went from the FDA food pyramid to a nutritarian diet. Most of us were raised on that FDA food pyramid, which contained many processed foods and was heavy on starches. I now eat a more Mediterranean diet, or what Dr. Joel Fuhrman calls the nutritarian diet, which is filled with whole foods, high in nutrients and low in calories. What a difference. The old food pyramid allowed a hamburger with cheese, lettuce, tomato, and French fries to cover the 4 food groups with a check. No more. The more we eat of the seed-bearing plants that God created in Genesis 1:29 for us to eat, the healthier we will be. These plants include fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes, whole grains, and herbs and spices. And what's so interesting is that today modern science can tell us each phytochemical, each antioxidant, and the amount of rich fiber contained in each of these that all promote healing in our bodies. Number 5, I eat 5 cancer-fighting foods each day. Now, to be perfectly honest, every plant that God created has some cancer-fighting potential. But I partake of the top cancer foods each day, and they are broccoli sprouts, cruciferous vegetables, blueberries, flax seeds, and dark leafy greens. And there are others as well, but these are the top 5. These plants have the most research backing their cancer-fighting power, and it's due to the antioxidants and phytochemicals found within. My video on these top 5 foods and the research behind them will be referenced in the show notes below, and my video on the phytochemicals known to kill cancer and cancer stem cells. Number 6, I've gone from store-bought grains to milling my own organic grains at home. Now, quite honestly, this is the most recent change that I've made. Several people had encouraged me to do this, but I didn't see the value until just recently, when I learned that wheat itself, freshly milled, contains 40 of the 44 nutrients our bodies need to be healthy. That got my attention. The store-bought flour has been stripped of the germ and the bran containing most of the fiber and most of the nutrients. Now I understand why Jesus called himself the bread of life. By using my own home grain grinder, I can mill whole wheat, corn, and many other grains, and thereby retaining all these God-given nutrients. And it's not hard to do with your own grain mill. There will be links to where you can buy grain mills and whole organic grains in the show notes below. Number 7, I do intermittent fasting 2 to 3 times a week. By doing this, it balances my blood sugar, keeps my weight down, and extends the time my body is in autophagy. Autophagy is the body's way of cleaning out damaged cells in order to regenerate them into newer, healthier cells. And this includes cancer cells. So if I eat dinner at 6 p.m. at night, I don't eat again until 10 to 12 the next morning. This extends my normal hours of autophagy from 8 hours while sleeping to 14 to 16 hours. And overnight is the best time to extend this autophagy because we are sleeping. So we're just simply extending it and allowing our body to regenerate and kill cancer cells. My video on autophagy and the famous doctor who won the Nobel Prize for discovering it will be referenced in the show notes below. Such interesting information. You see, our diet is one of the most important ways to prevent cancer, help our doctors to fight it, and prevent it from coming back. We truly are what we eat, and I learned that in the cancer journey. But the beautiful thing is that changing our diet improves our prognosis and also prevents heart disease, dementia, and many chronic diseases and autoimmune disorders, which are many in our country. I now determine what I eat by what it does for my body. I call this in my book, Unleash Your God-Given Healing, Using Food as Medicine. How many of you choose your food based on what it does for your body and just not about taste? I hope this has been helpful information for you. I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share it, and click the notification bell so you will know when I post new videos. Until next time, here's to your health, and may God bless.